find that the action point for the stakeholders. So there are 2 points. One is that all stakeholders has to involve that developing the regulatory systems for traditional medicines. And action point 2 is the also stakeholders actively cooperate and participating in the surveillance and monitoring systems. So somebody also mentioned that some pharmacovigilance. So in order to strengthen such a pharmaco safety of the traditional medicine products, all stakeholders actively participating in such a surveillance systems. So that is clearly defined in the global strategy. Global strategy also that define action point for WHO. As my colleague said, that the WHO mainly involved at developing WHO technical documents and tools to promoting safety and quality, effective use of traditional medicines. So in this regard, because we all know that WHO already, developed publications which is related to homeopathy that are safety issues in preparation of homeopathic medicine in 2009. And WHO also developed guidelines that the safety monitoring of herbal medicines in pharmacovigilance. I think this is guideline also relevant to the homeopathic medicine as well. Also, WHO already that successfully developed a good manufacturing practice in GMP guidelines, as well as that good agricultural collection practice. Also that now is under preparation of the good processing practice. I think that for homeopathic medicine, because somebody yesterday I heard that is a good storage. That the practice also one of the important aspect in order to ensure that the lifespan of the homeopathic medicine. So I think that maybe we consider maybe that good storage practice will be one of the that element in this. WHO also encouraged to organizing some capacity buildings through kind of workshops and etc., particularly for the regulators. And action point 3 for WHO is promoting international standardization and classification for traditional medicines. As you know that we have already developed, successfully developed standardizing of some terminology of some of the traditional systems of medicine. For example, Chinese traditional medicine, as well as Japan and Korean traditional medicine already, that finalized of that standardization. So probably in the coming years, it can be these traditional systems of medicine will be part of the international ICD-11. So this is already under discussion. I think that my colleagues also mentioned that MOU that signed between government of India and WHO. There is also some components that that standardizing of the Ayurveda medicine as well. Those definitions. So I think in future, because that homeopathic medicines are so much popular. Also, many countries are using it. So we have to consider how to standardizing all those terminology of the homeopathy. Also that the WHO is encouraged to facilitate information sharing and international regulatory networks. So as my colleagues already mentioned, that the international regulatory cooperation for herbal medicines is already we have already initiated. Also that in the global level we have WHO that this safety monitoring systems in Uppsala Center, which is located in the Sweden. I think that at the moment almost 130 countries already is participating in this monitoring program. So I think that maybe in future also that in homeopathic medicine also that participate part of the national pharmacovigilance systems and also further to that connecting with the global levels. This is some issues related with the homeopathic medicine, because yesterday and today I just learned that what we are discussing, all this how to ensure that quality of the homeopathic medicine. There are 2 points I think I just observed that. One is the that medicinal materials sources is a very varied, is coming from different sources. So there is an issue how we can ensure that identity and also that authenticity of those materials. That is one of the key issue. And secondary issue is that the manufacturing process is a bit complicated, is complex, because you through these dilutions using diluent and excipient and etc. I think that is a very particular that procedural measures in the homeopathic medicine. So I think that is the maybe our big concern, that how to ensure avoid those impurity and contamination, etc. Regulation regarding homeopathic medicine, my view that maybe that in homeopathic society has to consider that the appropriate regulatory systems, which can including all different stakeholders as well, and also that regulation regarding the manufacturing and marketing. In my view, because we all already discussed that how to standardize that pharmacopoeia and monographs and GMP and good agricultural collection practice and etc. I think that is already covered there. Also that consumer information also, I think it is quite important, because we have to provide reliable and that those information. I think that can be done through the appropriate labeling practice on the products. I just share with you what our Southeast Asia regional is promoting in the area of traditional medicines for the coming years. So we identify 5 key areas. One is the monitoring and evaluation systems, because we quite often found that in many countries there is no very uniform and systematic monitoring system that actually creates some problems for the policymaker to see what actually happening in that particular systems of traditional medicine. So we're trying to build up some, develop some standard, indicator to capturing all those traditional medicine performance. I think that in the coming, maybe this year, we will finalize of that standardized indicator and metadata. We also think that, as I said before, that strengthening pharmacovigilance is one of the important area. So we already done that 2-country case study report. So we also are finishing some briefing note on this Uppsala Monitoring Center targeting policymakers. So this is a second area. And another area is that the research, okay, this is one area because we already done. Also that human resource is one of the important, components, because without strengthen that human resource development, we cannot achieve that really good quality and safe, that traditional medicines. So these things, I will finish in my part.
Just the last 2 slides. WHO Southeast Asia region has recently operationalized or launched a Southeast Asia regulatory network. This Southeast Asia regulatory network will actually work in not only Southeast Asia region, but much beyond. And many of the countries from Southeast Asia are with us today. The main focus is to develop and strengthen the regulatory cooperation, convergence, and reliance in the Southeast Asia region, and even beyond, over shared regulatory issues and challenges, and build the capacities of the national regulatory authorities to fulfill their mandates and better safeguard public health. The scope includes traditional medicines cooperation. And the last slide, I would just like to highlight that as part of the WHO Southeast Asia region, we recently did the WHO NRA re-benchmarking in India by WHO. This is in the last week itself, from 13th to 17th February 2017, for 9 core functions. And India was declared functional against all the 9 core functions, with about 5 functions having maturity level 4 for functionality. So this is a strong and functional national regulatory authority, and leveraging systems and capacities for capacity building within the region and even beyond is being looked at for areas of e-governance, regulatory inspections and enforcement, and my colleague already mentioned GMP and good agricultural practices compliance. We already, in the Indian Pharmacopoeia Commission, the pharmacovigilance system which has been established in India, it is best in class. It is maturity level 4 as per WHO. And this could be leveraged to strengthen pharmacovigilance systems for traditional medicines as well, in collaboration with Ministry of Ayush, and even beyond the kind of boundaries of Southeast Asia region. The Indian Pharmacopoeia Commission, the last line on the slide which you see, is working very closely on monograph development with the headquarters of WHO. the impurities, the reference substances, reference standards, and also exporting IPRS in many countries, and also has the mandate of Indian Pharmacopoeia and working on the traditional medicine monographs also. So here is also a large potential for collaboration and reliance and cooperation. This also happens to be a WHO pre-qualified laboratory, the only public sector laboratory in the country which is WHO pre-qualified. And this also is going to be declared in a month from now, a WHO collaborating center for safety of medicines and vaccines, the first one in the WHO Southeast Asia region, and the first one in the globe for regulatory work sharing. So they are going to be working very closely with the regulators for periodic safety update reports, for the pharmacovigilance inspections, for example, safety assessments jointly, and so quite a lot of regulatory agenda is on their shoulders. So the first CC of such a kind WHO is going to have in the Indian Pharmacopoeia Commission, the Pharmacovigilance Program of India. So that is the last slide. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Dr. Madhur and Dr. Kim. It was such an elaborate and exhaustive deliberation. I don't think anything is left to be summarized by me. And I think all of you will agree to. It is about capacity building, benchmarking, safety, efficacy, and quality. So, and e-governance, which is the latest and the best. We can control sitting at one place the whole, the word globally, and WHO has really done a great role, especially signing a MOU with Ministry of Ayush in November 2016. We have got great hopes from our manufacturers because the way they work is going to make all the difference the way homeopathy progresses and survives. So I expect all the manufacturers will work like good manufacturing practices in letter and spirit. It just starts from the procuring good material, good processing, good packing, labeling and storage. After 2 days of this long deliberation on regulations, I hope industry will come out with wonderful ideas to improve and deliver the best products to the homeopathy world. And all the participants have really given very exhaustive, very informative session. And my special thanks once again to Dr. Madhur and Dr. Kim for such an exhaustive, clear-cut, self-explanatory deliberation. Thanks once again, ma'am, and Dr. Kim.
Thank you. A big hand to all the panelists. And there comes the end of the scientific session, and we are going for the forum discussions. Now, to wrap up the whole about this scientific discussion, starting with integrative medicine, integrated medicine, that is the mantra, that is the theme which is being discussed all over the medical field, the integrative medicine, integrated medicine. How the medicine various systems of medicine can be integrated for the benefit of public. Public health care, public health is the most ultimate important. India has a model, as Dr. Gupta has told. The Western model is different. In India, we have a service integration. Various doctors qualified in different systems of medicines, practices under one roof. There the patients are given a choice of treatment which they want. That is what India's pluralistic healthcare is. Unlike Western model, there is a system integration. One doctor learns different systems and he applies the system of his choice to the patient. Here the patient is given a choice, there the doctor is given a choice. This is a difference. Which is best, which is better, is ultimately decided by the patient. India has survived by different challenges in healthcare, and with a large population, large challenges in healthcare, large problems in health sector, we are now able to manage many of our health problems by using the best of every systems of medicine. How we have arrived to this conclusion is that based on the philosophy or knowledge that every medical system has got something to offer in healthcare. Whether it is allopathy, whether it is Ayurveda, whether it is homeopathy, every medical system has got something to offer. And we also understood that one medical system could offer all the healthcare needs of the public. So these two simple things, one is no medical system could offer everything to the need of the public, and every medical system has something to offer, made the Indian pluralistic healthcare system a sound base for development. Now, coming to delivery of health systems, yes, medical regulations and the medicines are the most important component. Homeopathy is one of the important components in India. We have about 6 lakh practitioners in modern medicine, and we have approximately the same number of practitioners in traditional medicine. Out of that, homeopathy has got about what Dr. Manjanda has shown, that 2,83,000 practitioners in homeopathy. The better part is each of these medical doctors in homeopathy, Ayurveda, allopathy, whatever it is, they undergo the same curriculum in undergraduate education, same 5.5 years in each system, same anatomy, same physiology, same community medicine, same forensic medicine, same surgery, same obstetrics, except the pharmacological part. So that is why the Indian homeopaths are able to stand up along with their counterparts in other systems. And we have also independent research councils, pharmacological laboratories, and Indian model in healthcare and homeopathy is definitely a model which many developing countries or developed countries can imitate. But then we have problems in quality assurances in some parts. So as my co-chair has told, united we stand. We can all contribute each other and develop a universal pharmacopoeia. We can work together to develop better standard for healthcare delivery, clinical research. So hope that these 2 days of intense deliberations by all experts came over from 37 countries have contributed the best things possible. I wish WHO should try to help it codified and publish it. Madam, you have shown the safety issues in homeopathy published by WHO. Of course, after 2006, it was the deliberation happened in Milan, 2006-07. I was also a part of that book development. Now, after that, a lot of changes have happened. A lot of innovations have come in homeopathy. I wish WHO should look into that and bring out with the latest update of that for all the member countries. Now we have 7 pharmacopoeias: Brazilian pharmacopoeia, Mexican pharmacopoeia, British pharmacopoeia, USHP, Indian homeopathic pharmacopoeia, German homeopathic pharmacopoeia. They have also updated information on safety issues on homeopathy. If WHO take that, and that will be much easily acceptable to all the member countries. Thank you very much to each and every one. Dr. Manjanda, a special appreciation for organizing such a great event. And all the people who have taken trouble to come over here, I'm sure that you are going back with a lot of better knowledge and better information. Thank you very much. Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
Hello.
I will just like to add the last sentence: a good synergy between Dr. Manjanda and Ministry of Ayush.
Now,
We work as a team, and I think that helps.
thank you. You want to say anything? You will say? Yeah. Okay. Just before we just conclude this session, we missed out 3 small countries in the morning. One was Bangladesh, Ghana, and Sri Lanka. Now their representatives are here. I just request them just to say a few lines about the situation of homeopathic regulations in their country, and just in few lines from wherever they are sitting, they can talk from there. Oh, sorry, Thailand. It's Thailand. So we can start from Sri Lanka, just before we break for tea.
Thank you very much for giving us an opportunity to talk about homeopathy. Unfortunately, we couldn't be in the morning hours, we were out. And when we speak of homeopathy in Sri Lanka, we are on a better foundation, I must say. We have a parliamentary act. It has been recognized since 1970. But unfortunately, we couldn't develop out of that because there was no cooperation from the officials. So lately, they found, rather than implementing the regulations, what they thought is there is something wrong with the act. finally we came out with a new act, which was passed last year, a new act with new provisions and a lot of powers to the Homeopathy Medical Council. When it comes to the homeopathic drug regulations, everything is controlled by the Homeopathy Medical Council. And we recommend license for importations. And on clearing the parcels also, in the customs also, we give them a certification to say they are original homeopathy products. So we have no any problem in importing homeopathy drugs from any part of the world, providing the council gives the recommendations. But we lack only one information, that is, we still stick to the single remedies or the general remedies what we have been using for centuries. But it has come to that era where now we have homeopathy medical products, many specifics has come in. So yesterday we were discussing with our former advisor, Dr. Isardas, what he suggested to adapt the Indian formulary. Then all the problem will be sorted out. So very soon we will come out with a new Homeopathy Drug and Cosmetic Act, and we assure that we will adapt the Indian pharmacopoeia as well as your formulary as our guidelines. And always we expect the Indian corporations, and thank you very much for us, for giving an opportunity as well as for inviting us for this forum. Thank you very much.
Now from Thailand.
Dear Chairman and homeopathy colleagues all over the world, thank you for invitation. At first, introduce myself. I'm the Dean College of Integrative Medicine of DPU University in Thailand, and I'm also a committee of the Homeopathic Association of Thailand. Homeopathy came to Thailand just only 7 years ago and practiced in the private sector. The governmental side has the Department of Thai Traditional Medicine, TTM, and Alternative Medicine to look after. TTM has been promoted, but not for homeopathy. After 2 years of in the private sector, the Homeopathy Association of Thailand has created a post-graduation curriculum for 500 hours training supported by LMHI. It is for the medical doctor, for pharmacists and dentists to learn. Now we have 3 batches of graduated 69 persons. But actually still 30% of this group that still practice in the private sector, not in the governmental side because of lack of support. Nevertheless, the demand of homeopathy service in people in Thailand is increasing very much. Nowadays we have a research project on the prophylaxis of the dengue hemorrhagic fever by the Eupatorium perforatum 200C. It started from a pediatrician who graduated from the postgrad education. This program on the first year can decrease the incidence of dengue hemorrhagic fever from the ranking of the 18 province in Thailand down to the least province in Thailand within the first year and the second years also. But on the third years, there has been obstacle from the Ministry of Public Health and the FDA. So this province has dengue hemorrhagic fever, made dengue hemorrhagic fever widespread because of there's no prevention from this program. And at last, the fourth year, we decided to do the prophylaxis prevention again, and then it can slow down the incidence of the dengue hemorrhagic fever down to the least province in Thailand again. Even though nowadays we still don't have the legally acceptance from the government and the medical council, but now we are going to have a bigger scale of research on this DHF prophylaxis that support from the Ministry of Public Health. One thing to remark, Thailand has the health paradigm shift now. conventional medicine come to the high peak of performance. People has to wait for 2 hours to see doctors for just only 5 minutes. Statin, which is the anti-cholesterol drug, is the cause of the fatty liver and chronic fatigue syndrome from lacking of the coenzyme Q10, which is the side effect from this drug. And it is the public knowledge that nowadays, the more women do mammogram screening, the more cancer breast occurs because of the radiation accumulated in the tissue. Because of these many circumstances, so people nowadays would like to stand up to be their own doctor themselves. Therefore, the naturopathy, homeopathy training short course being very welcome from people all around Thailand. Nowadays, all over the world has the paradigm shift to the wellness and anti-aging. It valued about 3.9 trillion US dollar, and Thailand become the medical hub. Medical tourism to Thailand is the most preferable of the popular country. Therefore, many wellness and anti-aging centers are going to be founded for hundreds of centers in many advanced private hospitals, many five-star hotels, health spa, and aesthetic clinic. In this circumstance, the dream team for wellness service are severely needed. We need doctors who not only know the conventional medicine, but also this one should be the leader who know the integrative medicine, especially naturopathy and homeopathy. Therefore, at this moment, my university has created a master degree on these two major subjects, and we will be very welcome. This comes to the opportunity of homeopathy to be one of the medicine for the vibrant future of Thailand. And my College of Integrative Medicine welcome every homeopathic institute all over the world to join hands with us. Thank you very much.
Now from Ghana.
Yeah, thank you, Mr. Chair.
But you have to be very brief, You have to be very brief. Okay?
Okay, thank you, Mr. Chair and senior colleague officers. The government of Ghana supports the practice and the regulation of homeopathic medicine. And by so doing, we have been able to separate two councils. One has to do with the TMPC Council to regulate homeopathic medicine in Ghana, and the Ghana Medical Council to strictly also regulate allopathic practice in Ghana. In view of that, the Food and Drugs Board Authority has also been charged to do that. And just last year, a bill was passed in Parliament of Ghana to also ensure that the practice of homeopathy and other CAM practices in all government hospitals in Ghana. So there are opportunities, and the light of practicing homeopathy and the regulation of medicinal homeopathic medicine is also well seen in Ghana. The challenges we currently have has to do with lack of more educational institutions. Most of Ghanaians have to go far or travel far in order to study homeopathy. The government of Ghana is also inviting more manufacturing companies. Currently, there's no single manufacturer in Ghana, so therefore we do a lot of importation, which the system also allows us to import and to be able to make use of it in Ghana. Thank you.
Thank you. Now, friends, we'll be winding up this session here, and after about 15 minutes, we'll be having 75 minutes discussion on forums. As a discussion forum, where all those who could not contribute will have possibility of contribution, and all other people, those who will have questions about various regulatory issues we'll be discussing, and we'll be just discussing whether it is possible to have a uniform regulations for the world. So we will be having very eminent panelists for that discussion. So I look forward to meet you again after 15 minutes of tea. Thank you.
Some of you have not picked up your group photographs. Kindly collect at the registration counter, please.
And there is a possibility of one group photo again at the end. Let's see who.